Morning, Nex-oz here. You see, I've been wanting to do this recording session for a long time, but I finally got myself a chance. Now, I'm sure most, or as you all know, or maybe nobody, is that, well, usually my days, life has been empty and all. Just, just as the years go by, my life goes eroding every year, every second. That's just how it is. And probably sometimes I do have some suicidal tendencies, but I've made myself a self-motivation video upon myself. I don't think I ever checked back on it to remind me of myself because I'm just ashamed to talk of my past self. So, but with this conversation, I'm just gonna do this normal routine that I've been doing in this morning. So I hope you don't mind while I talk about it. So, the life, how's it been going? Well, bit alright actually, although nothing special. Just been doing here and there for content creation. I mean, I am getting some numbers. I'm happy. I'm really glad about it. Since almost like 600 people are sticking sticking with me. I really appreciate that. So to you 600 people, 624 or whatever the number, thank you. And I appreciate your support for this to keep me making on these contents. But for this content, I'm just gonna talk about myself. It's just how the depression has been going forth for so many years. It's like time flies so fast for 7 years. I mean, I didn't realize it how many years has it been ever since like the season finale of The Amazing World of Gumball, since Darwin mentioned it. Because I think that's like from the finale. I didn't realize that the finale would have been the year that I've graduated since high school. And now here I am. Just here. But hey. But yeah. I'm sure you understand why I have suicidal tendencies. But it's just something that's pulling me back, or something that is hoping is that I have a dream. And I've always fantasized it for a long time, ever since I was at school. For a very long time, about my original character to be placed. I know I've talked about this recently. I don't know if you remember, but I'll remind you of him. I've been creating a superhero of a sort, although not entirely good and all, something more of an anti-hero and all. That's the kind of superhero or character I'm going for. So, about my hero of mine, I've been thinking about creating him for a long time, and I've been always wanted to imagine whether he'd be featured in manga, anime, video games, all that kind of stuff. The man born from the galaxy. But yeah, I just want to talk to you about my character, about my dream. So, if I'm going to achieve something, I would at least try to make my character a reality of sort. So, as you can see, if I would put the picture of him, his name is Nexus. Although I've been wanting to cover up his real name for spoiler sakes, but hey, whatever. Nobody's watching this anyway, so we have a small audience here, so might as well. But anyways, his name is Nexus, and his real name goes by Tyro Kalmark. It's not given to by anyone. It's not given to by his parents, since he never had one. He never had any. I haven't told you about him, but yeah, I did give you a brief description about him being born in a galaxy. Although it's probably an unnamed galaxy because there's a lot of galaxies all over there, here or there. From what I go about his character, he goes with, based on his looks, he's just like a bored, lazy ass man, but always puts the effort on protecting to those he care about. Although, from his origin story, he's just been outcasted by like every civilization, every humans, every aliens in the planet or at the space, because they just berate him of who he is, see him nothing more as a monster, the blightest thing in the society. I think that's the kind of character I'm going for Nexus. I'm going for. It's like the kind of character arc I'm going for Nexus, where he tries to find the purpose of his existence, and that whether he be branded as a monster or not, and people just wish that he would never exist. So instead he just keeps on living, keeps on surviving, keeps on fighting, on defying his well, sort of like to prove his existence. That's the character I'm going for. I think personality-wise, he's just like initially apathetic, dull, lazy, doesn't know about humanities or how there are because of how they treated him as such. Although he doesn't hate them, he just never cares about humanity. He never cares about them, just apathetic tendencies. But he does have like the killing tendencies, which leads to his apathetic on humanity, since he never cares if humanity burns or strives, either way. Because there are some exceptions that loves him and accept whoever he is, and is willing to protect them. Although there were few exceptions where he couldn't protect them at the case. So, yeah, basically, yeah, that's how his character arc is. Now that I've covered his character, I wanted to cover on his superpowers, or his abilities. First off, he has, well, basic necessities: superhuman strength and superhuman speed. Although he doesn't have like much about it, it's been like further developed. And also not to forget his unique ability, the universal eye, which does grant him the power to see anything and everything through a scale. Although the caveat, in its initial phase, he would just see everything within his sights and he can't even process in the minds of his brain. And other times he would just have the tendency to gouge his eyes out when he was a child. So yeah, traumatizing, but it's the thing I'm going for. I've thought about this for a long while, but eventually he does get over it by merely accepting it and just stop seeing everything now. He can just turn some visions on and some and others off. It's just like a fuse box, like, I don't know, like, you see these settings when you switch them on and the others off? Yeah, that's how his abilities work now, after he accepts it. And for his fighting style, I like to go for hand-to-hand combat, just killing anyone with his bare fists, because I've always been a fan of martial artists and characters that just beats that literally beats anyone up with just straight up hands. It's like so invigorating when you just beat someone that is beyond above your level with your bare hands. And also that once he used his universal eyes on elemental sources and all, he could just learn it, develop, and master it. Yeah, he also has elemental manipulation and regenerative healing. Although probably like his initial phase of regenerative healing is quite limited. He would get some bleeding and all and would leave some scars here and there, but he wouldn't lose a limb. Although I'm trying to develop his regenerative healing into immortality, and I wanted to make his age to be about 50,000 years. So yeah, I thought a lot about it. So yeah, I'm trying to make him as an OP character, but to also have character depth where he could actually find a purpose of his existence. Like, it kind of reflects on me because he was trying to find a purpose of his existence. Although I don't know the purpose of mine, maybe this. But hey, I enjoyed creating him. I enjoy imagining it. And I put a lot of thought about his character, his abilities, and how his story will go. I thought a lot about on it, mainly his backstory. So yeah, that's Nexus. With his dead fish eyes and muscular build. Although so far, I could only think of his cosmic form and his infinite mode. His cosmic mode, where he just manipulates the cosmic energy due to his origin being the galaxy and all, where he finds like the true purpose of his life, the true meaning of his existence, something that is worth fighting for. And then his infinite form, where he could just controls every element to the scale, you know, like it gives him omni element manipulation, just the power to control all elements on every scale. Also in his like base form, he could make combinations of up to 4 elements. Well, initially I was thinking of, and shit, I forgot about the boost event. So yeah, eventually I was thinking about him giving like 2 elemental combinations, and then 3, and then to 4. But yeah, he develops on fighting skills based on adaptive muscle memory, and also some small traits where he uses those adaptive muscle memories to cook, to dance, basically observations from what he sees. That's how his power works. His universal eye has like X-ray vision, microscopic vision, far sight, you know, how superpower usually use their super eyes. So yeah, that's pretty much my character here. My OC. My Nexus. Tyro Kalmark. The man fighting for his existence. There's like a lot of things I wanted to make his symbol as about. Initially, I thought it more as a circle, since whenever he uses his elements, his circle also resonates with the color of it. Whenever he shifts his eye color, he also shifts his element too. But instead, I'm just going for the, you know, some sort of like the 8-pointed star, like the drifting star. But yeah, that's my dream there. And maybe someday, no, one day, someday, if I can get there, I wanted to make him as a reality, put him into my story, and let the people know that my character exists. This is Nexus. He is Tyro Kalmark, the name he gave himself, fighting and surviving for his existence. So I'm happy that you enjoy this segment from my rambling and all, because I'm not like good at talking clearly, but I'm just trying to But I've been wanting to make this video for a long ass time. But yeah, sorry for wasting your time, but this has been Nex-oz. I hope you all have a good day, and I wish to make my character a reality. And so am I. Thank you. Oh yeah, almost forgot that Blue Archive is coming to Steam, and I've yet to put in my community hub comments to this. So let me enter this segment. Yep, it's going hot. Yep, look at all these cultured community here. Love them when they're at their desires. Guess I'll start my discussion. Okay. Even though nobody's gonna say this, I'll say it myself. Okay, let's put on my title. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, this is gonna take some time. Ah, there we go. I guess this is the most sanest discussion I've had. Yeah, that should do it. But yeah, anyways, about my Nex-oz personality, I also want to add, like, his current personality is to be the same as the initial, but a bit more uplifting, have a sense of humor too, and has a tendency on mocking his enemies. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you.